Here are 5 more underrated but awesome subclasses in D&D. War Wizard. What if Harry Potter had a gun? War magic wizards, despite sounding like a subclass made by a 14-year-old, are actually really good in a non-game breaking kind of way. You kick off with Arcane Deflection, which triggers when you're hit by an attack or fail a saving throw, giving you a +2 to your AC or a +4 to that save. +2 AC against one attack certainly does not beat the shield spell, but +4 to a saving throw is kinda crazy. This doesn't even have a limit. You can do it every single round if you have a reaction. The only downside is after you use this feature, you can't cast any spells other than cantrips until the end of your next turn. But if you're throwing off a Dominate Person or a Banishment style spell with this effect, it's worth it 100 times over. This feature also makes War Wizards an amazing multi-class dip for your Eldritch Knight Fighter or Arcane Trickster Rogue. +4 to a save, and you can still use your Booming Blade next turn. That is awesome, and so is getting a bonus to all your initiative rolls equal to your intelligence modifier with Tactical Wit. Wizards get access to all the beefy, juicy, high-impact spells like Hypnotic Pattern and Wall of Force, and being able to get one of those off before the enemies can even take an action is massive. Power Surge is your 6th level feature, and it basically nets you an extra 3 to 10 damage against one creature when you hit it with a spell once per short rest. You get more uses of this feature if you counterspell or dispel magic something, but honestly that's pretty situational. Extra damage is always nice, but full disclosure, this feature is pretty mid. But the level 10 feature is awesome. As long as you are concentrating on a spell, you get a +2 to your AC and all saving throws. You are the tankiest wizard not called Evocation, and thanks to your Arcane Deflection giving +4 to saves, you are the best wizard subclass at making saving throws in the game. And considering failing a saving throw is way more dangerous than taking damage at this point, that's good. Finally, you've got your 14th level feature, Deflecting Shroud. Now, whenever you use your Arcane Deflection to boost your AC or saving throws, you can slap up to 3 creatures within 60 feet of you for force damage equal to half your wizard level. 21 to 30 force damage on a reaction without an attack roll or saving throw on top of already buffing your defenses is pretty epic. Weirdly, the subclass called War Magic's only weak spot is the feature that buffs your damage is kinda lame. It's actually a fantastic defensive subclass, on top of being really fun to play. Don't sleep on the joy of being a Harangon War Wizard with the alert feat and going Ultra Instinct whenever anyone rolls for initiative. Swarmkeeper Ranger. What if I told you that being covered in rats wasn't such a bad thing? Swarmkeepers are really cool. At level 3, you pick up a swarm of creatures to command. It could be bugs if you want a creepy devourer thing going on, it could be pixies if you want to go full magical, or it could be cats if you want to be my weird Scottish aunt. Then, once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack, you can get your swarm to assist you in one of 3 ways, no action required. Either the attack deals 1d6 bonus damage, or you are moved 5 feet horizontally in a direction you choose, or, my personal favorite, the target needs to make a strength save or be moved 15 feet horizontally in a direction that you choose. Sadly, you can't lift them up in the air and let them fall, but combine this with Spike Growth or a Cliff's Edge, and you are kicking out some major damage. You also get the Mage Hand cantrip and some great bonus spells, like Fairy Fire for advantage, Web for some control options, and a personal favorite utility spell of mine, Arcane Eye. Reach 7th level, and you can use a bonus action to fly on your swarm for the next minute. Sure, it's only 10 feet of fly speed, but fly speed is still fly speed, and it is good. At 11th level, you get Mighty Swarm, and it upgrades your 3rd level Gathered Swarm abilities. The damage from your swarm increases to 1d8, which is like fine, I guess. But the other 2 buffs are great, either knocking a creature prone after you move it 15 feet, or giving you +2 to your AC after you move yourself. Finally, like most rangers, at level 15 you either get teleportation or an ability that the rogue got 10 levels ago. Swarm rangers mix up this stereotype by giving you both. When you take damage, you can use a reaction to gain resistance to that damage and then teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied place you can see. All in, this is a subclass that is both simple to play, but gives you a lot of options. All you need to do is attack and use the free bonuses from your swarm. Your bonus actions stay nice and free, so you can abuse Hunter's Mark, and you can sing Fireflies by Owl City and pretend that it's 2008 in every single session, which is obviously the dream. Hey, I'm giving away free stuff. Woo! I freaking love free stuff! Here you go, have the Gelatinous Tarrasque, an epic boss mini that you can download, print, paint, and use right now in your games from my Thangs account, Son of a Lich Minis. It comes with a free stat block in 2 levels of difficulty for you to use in your games. I'm making epic boss minis every month, complete with NPCs, stat blocks, minions, and even dice. This month's drop is the Ooze Takeover, Slime Demons, Slime Liches, Slime Crabs, Snails, and Warriors, and even Slime Displacer Beasts. And the Gelatinous Tarrasque model file is free, 100% free. And if you subscribe to Son of a Lich Minis, you can grab all the minis on there, future drops like next month's Rise of the Quacken. And if you subscribe within the next 14 days, you can use code DNDShorts50 for 50% off your first 2 months. So this is a way to support the channel, but also get awesome minis. Yes, but you can still follow Son of a Lich Minis for free to get the boss stat block and art to use in your games every month, and then subscribe at a later time if you want the physical minis, with a 50% discount using code DNDShorts50 if I subscribe today. You got it! Terrify your players and electrify your games with epic bosses, minis, and more on Son of a Lich Minis. Just click the link below and get your free Gelatinous Tarrasque. Order Domain Cleric. We all know that the average D&D party has the morals and attention span of a pack of drunk chimps, but if it is your dream to whip that team into line, then the Order Cleric is for you. For a start, you get some fantastic spells, like Command, Slow, Hold Person, and Dominate Person. You also get that beautiful first level heavy armor proficiency, and proficiency in Intimidation or Persuasion, depending on how aggressive you want to be when forcing people to do things for you. But the real superstar feature is the level 1 Voice of Authority. With this, whenever you cast a leveled spell that targets an ally, they can use their reaction to make 1 weapon attack against a creature of your choice. Not only can you just goad your friends into punching each other with this feature, but it is a fantastic damage boost for the entire team. Target your rogue with a healing word or a bless, and they can make an attack as a reaction, triggering their sneak attack again. Perhaps the most unfair use of this ability is to grab the spell Silvery Barbs via Fey Touched if you play a race that gets a free level 1 feat. You can use your reaction to force an enemy to attack at disadvantage, and then give one of your allies a bonus attack as their reaction with advantage because you just targeted them with Silvery Barbs. Then your level 2 Channel Divinity lets you straight up force a room full of people to fall in love with you. Creatures within 30 feet of you need to pass a Wisdom saving throw or be charmed until the end of their next turn. Unlike Charm Person and similar spells, this save is not made at advantage if you are fighting that creature. And when you charm someone this way, you can force them to drop whatever they're holding. So this is basically a single save incapacitate against enemies that rely on weapons or spell focuses to fight. Sure, the effect ends early if they take damage, but you can just use your turn to nick all the stuff you made them drop, leaving them helpless. 8th level gets you Divine Strike for a little extra damage on your weapon attacks, and 17th level gets you Order's Wrath. Basically, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack on your turn, you can curse them, and then the next time they get hit with a weapon attack, they take a little extra damage. It's a minor buff, really, but also, who cares? You are a level 17 spellcaster. You are doing just fine with your busted high-level spells, and if you ever do get caught without a spell slot, this is a fine fallback option. Order Cleric is an awesome and thoroughly overlooked subclass, probably because it's the least flavorful cleric. Order might sound a bit less exciting than Death, Light, Life, or The Forge, but in terms of power, especially in the early game, this bad boy is up there. Drunken Monk. The Drunken Master Monk is pretty straightforward, flavor-wise. Get drunk and fight people. It's like this subclass was made for my Scottish uncle. You start level 3 with proficiency in performance, which is fine, I guess, but you also get Drunken Technique. Now, whenever you use Flurry of Blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action, and your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You're basically getting Flurry of Blows and Step of the Wind for only 1 key point, which is a pretty sweet deal. This is especially powerful on flying races. An Owlin Monk can swoop in, attack 3 times, and swoop out again without provoking opportunity attacks with 40 feet of movement at this level. But even non-flying races can get in on the shenanigans at 6th level with Tipsy Sway. Now you can stand up from being prone with just 5 feet of movement. A Centaur Monk can abuse this by charging 30 feet in, attacking 4 times, and then charging 35 feet out and falling prone, so ranged attack rolls have disadvantage to hit you. Then you just rinse and repeat, kiting the melee guys and dodging projectiles as an infuriating drunken horse. But you might not want to kite, because Tipsy Sway also lets you redirect a melee attack that misses you to hit another creature within 5 feet, which is obviously hilarious if you are ever surrounded. Then Drunkard's Luck at 11th level lets you spend 2 key points to cancel out disadvantage on any saving throw, attack roll, or ability check. Combine that with your 14th level Diamond Soul Monk feature, and you're pretty much unbreakable when it comes to saving throws. Finally, there is Intoxicated Frenzy at 17th level, which is the ultimate dopamine hit for people addicted to rolling dice. Whenever you use your Flurry of Blows, you can make an additional 3 attacks with it, for a total of 7 attacks on a single turn. The only catch is that every Flurry of Blows attack has to target a different creature. Luckily, your amazing movement speed is great for getting you into the fray, and thanks to your Drunken Technique feature, you can then get out again without opportunity attacks. Now, if you're going for pure power, the Mercy Monk is definitely the best choice, but this is not a bad subclass at all. It's got tons of flavor, and the abilities are nice and simple while still being useful, so it's great for beginners. It's also great for people who like to get drunk at game night and play it off as being in character. And speaking of ingesting enormous amounts of intoxicants, let's talk about the Alchemist Artificer. Okay, we need to talk, because look at this poll. Firstly, yes, I do thumbs up my own polls. It's called believing in yourself. Secondly, the disrespect for the Alchemist is devastating. I'm not going to tell you it's the most powerful artificer, but it is still amazing. Firstly, boom. Take the most efficient healing spells in the game with Healing Word and Mass Healing Word. Then, boom. Take all the fun of mixing random chemicals together to get so high you can literally fly, as you create a potion or 3 at the end of every long rest. Presumably you make the potion in your sleep, because the effect it produces is random, but they're all pretty good. Potion of Healing, a +1 to AC, the Bless spell without concentration on one target, the Long Strider spell, a fly speed, or Polyjuice potion. Then you can also produce more elixirs by spending an action and a 1st level spell slot, and when you create one in this way, you get to choose the effect. This is one of those features that is unassuming but really good, especially on a multi-class with a full spellcaster, like a wizard who has a billion 1st level spell slots to spare. Because hey, a boost to all attack rolls, to AC, or a flying speed that you can hand out to the party is strong. Then at 5th level, you get an upgrade to both your harm and your healing. Anytime you cast a spell that deals acid, fire, necrotic, or poison, you can add your intelligence modifier to that damage. That should be about a +5 by now, and a +5 to your Firebolt cantrip is pretty legit. It is pretty close to the Warlock's Agonizing Blast invocation, which we all know is kind of busted. Sure, Agonizing Blast triggers on each beam of the Eldritch Blast, but hey, this feature lets you keep your soul. You can also add +5 to a healing spell if you cast one of those. 9th level gets you restorative reagents, making your potions even better. Now, anytime anyone drinks one, they gain an average of 11 temporary HP, which really adds up. Finally, years of inhaling intoxicants gets you Chemical Mastery at level 50. You have a resistance to poison and acid damage, the former of which is really common, and you can cast the frankly amazing Greater Restoration and Heal spells once each per day without a spell slot or components. This is a subclass that more people need to try, but I am saying all of this with a massive asterisk, and that is that you must be using the optional bonus action potions rule. This is probably the most popular homebrew rule in D&D, and for good reason. Let characters down potions as a bonus action. It just makes sense. Adventurers can keep them in those soda dispenser hats if the DM really insists. That one tiny change, which a ton of tables do anyway, makes this subclass so much more fun and competitive with the other Artificer subclasses. It's not overpowered, it just feels right. Plus, this way you can make a potion and drink it on the same turn. Come on, you are a professional drug dealer. You should be able to down your own steroids as a bonus action. Remember to grab epic monthly drops of minis, including the free gelatinous Tarrasque, by following the link below. Plus 50% off with the code DNDShorts50 for the next 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, catch you later.